All right, let's see. Get up here. All right, can you guys see the screen? It has a number 60 on it. Good. I kind of like to make sure that works. And then see if it tells me when it's done. All right.
Where's my copy and donuts? Oh, that's the bombing run signal. I have to go.
Dave, it's really bad out here, and that's the bombing run signal. I have to go. That's the bombing run signal. I have to go.
Something went wrong here. Okay. All right, guys. Now you're part of the show. Welcome to Bombing Run. Let me get everything set back up. Stop the share. All right. Let me get this moved back up here. Hey, we're back on. It's Friday night. It's time for Bombing Run. Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. We got some great people here, great comedians. It's awesome. I'm going to put myself on spotlight because that's how you work this. And if my camera doesn't show me then the bunker that I live in right now, that'd be awesome. All right. I look like an okay. So, whole object of the game of Bombing Run is we put 3 comedians together. They compete against each other doing 5-minute sets. I have a judge. The ninth judge is Judge Doom. Now, this judge is very meticulous and very hard, but they're funny. I'll let you know that they're very funny. I love they're awesome. But what happens is everybody does their sets. The judge evaluates you, and if the winner is a Joker Ace. If you are a Joker Ace, you get to be on the Saturday show of Justin News Comedy Club, which is at 7 o'clock, and you get a Medal of Honor, one of these pins. I send those out. If you're a bomber, it happens. We all bomb. We're all comedians. We bomb all the time. I bomb when I get up in the morning. And then my wife tells me to fly. Anyway, if you bomb, you get the smaller pin, as is you tried. If you're a bomber, take it to heart. We all bomb, and you can try again. There's no set thing saying you can't try again. If you don't get either bomber or ace, try again. Different judges all the time. Like I said, this judge is Judge Doom. Thank you, Judge Doom, for showing up tonight. Really appreciate it. Let's give Judge Doom a round of applause before we get started. And since this is like number 6 of Bombing Run, I would like to go through and have my bombers. Well, you're not bombers yet. You're on the flight deck. So let's go through and introduce ourselves. I am going to put Alicia up. Please tell us how long you've been in comedy and who's one of your favorite comics.
Yeah, I'm Alicia Rain. Sorry, my lights were flickering there. I've been doing comedy off and on for about 8 years, but I've been a fan of comedy for a very long time. I Remember doing like watching One Night Stands on HBO when I was like 5 or 6. You know, watching Bill Maher when he had hair.
You got hair?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He did. He had way less of a forehead. I remember that. My favorite comedians are Maria Bamford. I love her. And then Dana Gould. He was a writer for The Simpsons, and he also was on the Ben Stiller show. He was a writer for that. So, yeah, and Stephen Colbert is always amazing. So, yep, I'm Alicia
Awesome.
Rain. Thank you.
All right. Then we're going to go to our next comedian that's going to be competing. It's Amethyst Barron. And tell us how long you've been doing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so I've been doing comedy for about 3 years, and it's hard to pick a favorite comedian, but I would definitely say Maria Bamford and Gary Goldman would be up there for me.
Cool. All right. And then
Yeah.
our third competitor is John Fox. So
What's
how
up,
long?
guys? So,
Yeah,
I've been
go ahead.
doing it for about 8 years at this point. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 19. And for me, it's a tie between Dave Chappelle. One, because like Dave Chappelle is literally amazing. Like he can literally take any topic and just make it hilarious. And also Bill Burr for that same reason, but he also has like that East Coast mentality that I have as well, like just angry ranting. So like I kind of relate to it in a way. So it's definitely a tie between those two.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's our competitors. It's going to be a great night. The object of the game is they do 5-minute sets at 1 minute or 4 minutes. I give them a 1 minute light. They finish up their sets. I give the judge a little time in between each competitor to evaluate and tell me that it's ready for the next person to go up. This is all for fun. We're going to have a blast. And so the first person up was the first person we got introduced. Please welcome to the stage, Alicia Ray. Yay!
It's me again. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm Alicia Rain, and you know, election is coming up. That's all anybody can talk about. The debates were just the other day, and the thing that always you know, was most amazing to me about this whole presidential race was when Kanye West announced his candidacy. Yeah, when he announced it, I got the same look on my face that I get when I just realized that I got my period. You know, just yeah, just an uncomfortable surprise. So, yeah, I feel like progressive, Democrat. I like equal rights for people, but I do want to go ahead and thank that one Republican senator for introducing avocado toast into the zeitgeist. That is a delicious breakfast. Thank you so much. Now, go screw yourself. But yes, I grew up in a very small town, and it doesn't matter which one it is because they're all kind of the same in the Midwest. In these like small towns, you either have kids or you have a lot of kids. And so I don't have any. And so we're kind of like not on the same page. And then a lot of these parents, like if they have a lot of kids, they'll be like, oh, I actually homeschool. And my response is, well, I believe in evolution. So we're just not seeing on the same page there, but that's all right. Another thing you see in these small towns is parents will sometimes name their kids Dallas and Austin. and they will never go to Texas. Yeah, a lot of parents, you'll see a lot of people named after a type of cheese.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
I know 9 Colbys. Yeah. Another thing that's going to happen is you are going to have a high adrenaline name. Chance, Chase, Ryder, Hunter, Danger. Yeah. Chances are they're all going to be in the same carpool. So, yeah. I grew up in that small town and I was always a bit of a wild child. I just kind of lived on the edge of my bank account. Have you ever been so broke that you've gone to the grocery store just to window shop? And you come upon a jar of ragu spaghetti sauce and you think to yourself, someday I'm going to get me some of that. Or you buy the cheap cheese, the kind that's so cheap that it melts at room temperature,
Ooh.
but then doesn't melt in the microwave. Yeah. Guys, I like to do these kind of funny little impressions. So I'm going to do just a couple of them for you right now. This is my impression of Amelia Earhart. I can't whistle, but you guys can imagine like that whistle. This is my impression of Sir Isaac Newton. Ow. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm Alicia Rain. Thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up for Alicia Rain, everyone. Where can we find you on social media?
It's for Instagram. It's just my name at Alicia Rain, and then Twitter at Alicia Rain 2, because I locked myself out of my other Twitter account. So, yep, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. That's great. And I'm going to give the judge a little time here. I grew up out in Idaho, so I know all kinds of names. The last name was Trail. I knew the kid Rusty. His dad was Dusty. We also had the Poor family. They weren't really poor. It was just the last name was Poor. There was another girl I grew up with. Her last name was Peas. First name Happy. Not quite sure. Never asked. All right. Luckily, I got stuck with Aaron. And actually, my initials are AWD. So my dad says we're all odd. So thanks, Dad. You did a service to us so well. You did a great job. Just a note, this next Saturday, I have a show. It's This Justin News Comedy Club. I put in 6 comics, 5 comics, and 1 headliner. The winner of this game show will be on the next week's show, which is Halloween, which I will have to talk to that person. They might want to do the one afterwards because the Halloween show is at 8:00 and everybody has to do at least 1 minute of Halloween and scary jokes and be in costume. That's the rules. So if you don't want to do that, the Joker Ace, they can do the Saturday after that. All right. How you doing, Judge? Everyone. I just don't know if they're related to Dr. Doom. I don't think so. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm waiting. Oh, all right. So the next comic on our list, coming up to the stage, is Amethyst Barrett. Yay!
Thank you so much for having me. So a little bit about where I come from. Both of my parents were Catholics from Northern Ireland, so they survived the Troubles. which is what I like to call their nearly 2-decade-long divorce, custody, and child support battle. In addition to being Irish and Catholic, my father was an alcoholic police officer, or as we like to call him, the stereotype. My dad's favorite child got spoiled with fancy food, expensive toys, and weekly trips to the cottage. Never complaining about my dad's alcoholism really paid off for our dog. I think my worst fear in life is ending up just like my family. I don't want to live in and out of rehab, kill myself, or even worse, be content with a life in the suburbs. At the end of last year, my mom was traveling back to Ireland. She asked me to find CBD cream for my aunt's arthritis. I totally did it. My only concern was the Irish border guards, and unfortunately, they didn't catch her. I was 6 or 7 years old when my mom told me that I was too fat for ballet classes. It's just too bad no one ever told her she was too cold to be a mother. I'm a pet sitter, which means I sometimes get to walk puppies. Sounds adorable, right? Actually, walking a puppy is a lot like walking a drunk person home. They zigzag all over the place. They try to interact with everyone that passes, and they may stop at any time to urinate. I'm actually very allergic to dogs, but their cuteness makes me override my own biology just to be around them. Similarly, I find most masculinity to be toxic, but I still identify as a bisexual. Stop being so cute, men. Dogs are fine. I'm also non-binary. I use they, them pronouns, and I have for 5 years, but I haven't told my mother this yet. You see, she's really into the whole gender binary thing, so I'm saving that disappointment for a special occasion. My roommates recently moved out, so my partner and I have the whole house to ourselves for a while. You know what that means. We can get freaky wherever we want, and we will. I can dissociate into a traumatic flashback anywhere. As a disabled person, I sometimes find routine tasks like self-care exhausting. For example, sometimes I'm exhausted after only a few hours of masturbation. Speaking of which, the handle on my new vibrator looks just like my hand blender.
Ooh.
Now, I really like making soup. I stopped masturbating just long enough to write that joke. Sometimes jokes just come to you.
Oh.
I am in a polyamorous relationship with an amazing man, and if I'm being honest, we fuck like rabbits. Our rabbits specifically, they're spayed and neutered, so basically never.
Oh.
I am on a lot of dating apps trying to meet femmes and non-binary folks to date, but I have such little luck that the only notifications I get are letting me know my account's being shut down for inactivity. That's just true. I'm not sure why I have no luck with femmes. I don't know about you, but I think I'd look rather strapping with a strap on. By now, you may have figured out that I'm crazy. You'd be correct. I have severe PTSD, which basically means I get horrible flashbacks and nightmares. But I also get access to lots of cool pills. My psychiatrist prescribes so many medications. I recently had to upgrade my pill organizer into a spice rack.
Mm.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's give a round of applause to Amethyst Baron, guys. All right, that was awesome. Amethyst, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at Baron Amethyst, BARRONAMETHYST, and Facebook at Amethyst Baron Comedy, and Instagram also at Amethyst Baron Comedy.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you so much for competing. All right. So one of our competitors has to go take care of somebody. All right. The judge is very quick. So let me get back on me for real quick. Besides this bombing run and the Saturday show, I do run a feedback mic. It's this Justin News feedback mic. It might change the title. I came up with something else just today, but it's where comics can come in and work on their sets in private. It's not streamed anywhere, so we can all talk and, do a little BS, but usually we just go through your material and help each other out, get better and better and better. So, all right. Our last competitor for the night coming to the stage is John Fox. Yay!
Awesome. Great. So here's the thing that I've been doing lately. I've been trying to improve like my image and the way I look. And as you can tell, I'm doing an excellent job. And but here's the thing. I realize no matter what I do, I'm always going to look like I'm waiting for Limp Bizkit to get back together. Like that is just that's a curse I'm always going to have for the rest of my life. Like I just wake up and it's automatically one of those days. That's what I got. And here's the thing. I like their music. I would like to see them get back together. I've never seen them live. But the thing is, I don't want that look. Because, like, if you see the lead singer, Fred Durst, in the street, you're like, oh, crap, that's Fred Durst. If you see someone that looks like Fred Durst, you're thinking to yourself, okay, he's probably going into a dive bar, hitting on some girls drunk out of his mind, or maybe hit someone over the head with a pool cue. Either way, I don't want to be next to this person. I just don't want to be around that guy. So anyway, I'm from New York. I live in Brooklyn, but I live in the old school Brooklyn neighborhoods. I was actually just at a wedding for a friend of mine, and it was in this neighborhood called Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. And Bensonhurst is like all those old school Italians. So like there's a lot of gold chains. There's a lot of guys in sweats. There's a lot of guys introducing you as this fucking guy. Like it's very old school New York. And my friend's best man was his cousin, and his cousin's a lunatic. So basically the day I met him, my friend was working at a grocery store across the street from me. And his cousin looks at me and goes, hey, oh, you shop at the grocery store my cousin works at? I'm like, yeah, why? And then he shows me all these pictures of these naked girls. And he says, those are all the cashiers that work there. And I'm like, damn, the guy in me just wanted to like, all right, that's what's up. Yeah, high five. And then the rest of me was like, okay, now it's going to be awkward to buy groceries. Now that I know what all these cashiers look like naked, it's just an image I'm never going to get out of my head on the checkout line. It's just basically like, it's like, oh, have a nice day. Thank you. Good luck with that mole. What? Oh, no, just don't bag the rest of these up. I'm just going to carry these by hand and walk home. I live very close. So I was texting a girl the past couple of weeks, and like things are going well. We're going back and forth. And so I asked her out, and she responds with this, sure, in theory. And I'm like, okay, cool. What about reality? That's what I was going with on that one. I didn't ask what if you thought about going out and maybe we would have a good time. Like, no, I was like, let's set up plans. So I asked her what she meant by that. And she responded with, oh, I just need to check my work schedule. I'm like, you should have just said that the first time. It's like, why put my brain through this mental loop right there? And that just goes to show I really do not like dating at all. I hate it to the very core of me. Like, here's the best way I can describe dating. My parents once told me a story about a time when my uncle swallowed his own tooth. I don't know how he did it. He swallowed his own tooth, crapped it out, looked through it in his own crap, and then put it back in his mouth. And I'm just like, I'm a kid. I'm like, oh, that's gross. As an adult, I'm like, oh, that's dating. That is dating, because I'm literally searching through crap to fill in an opening inside of me. That's literally what I'm doing. That's literally what I am doing. Oh man. So I actually thought about this. Like, I think we're better off that the pandemic happened now than compared to years ago, because because I started going back to work, and like I saw those contactless thermometers, and my first thought was, damn, it would be very weird if we were still basically shoving thermometers up our asses. Like, just to go to work, just see a giant ass thermometer, a security guard of the building walks up to you, is like, sir, we need to take your temperature real quick, and you just have to drop your pants. It's like, oh, well, I guess this is the new normal. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad things are going back to normal. Just tell me when you got it up there, big guy. Just tell me when you got it up there, just so we can get on with my day. I need to get paid. And, I'm going to end on that note, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give a big round of applause to John Fox, everyone. And where can we find you on social media, John?
So on Twitter, it's at disfox that rocks, but it's spelled DISDATFOXROX, because I was obviously 15 when I made it. And and my Instagram is Hey It's Foxy J.
Awesome. All right, let me get back to me here. All right, I'm just waiting for the judge to give me the final results of who is the Joker Ace and who's the bomber. Again, if you're a bomber or you came in second, come back. Always a different judge. Never know who's going to be here. And the judge, you'll never know. I do not release that information. That is top secret. That's why I'm General AA Ron or MacArthur. I'm not quite sure which way I am. So it's all in fun. And like I say, this judge is great to give meticulous feedback back to the comedians. And it's an awesome way of learning. And like I said, if we bomb, we bomb. I can't tell you how many times I've bombed. It's just sad. I think I bomb when I get up to go to work every day. I show up, I turn on the computer and go, oh, well, so much for that day. I go home. Oh, I got to stay here for another 7 hours and 55 minutes. Thanks. All right. So my judge has come up with the Joker Ace and the bomber. Joker Ace for the night is Alicia Rain. Yay!
Wow. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Thank you.
You get to be on one of my Saturday shows, so you can contact me. We'll figure out if you want to do the Halloween show or the show afterwards, okay?
All right,
Awesome.
sounds good.
All right. And tonight's bomber, let's give a round of applause, because you know what? Everybody tries really hard, is Amethyst Baron. Yay, Amethyst, you bombed tonight. That's all right. We all bomb. It's all for fun. And you guys will get the Joker Ace and the bomber will get the little medals I was showing off to send me, the little pins. Let me get back to me. I will get over here. I got pins for the bomber and I got pins for the Joker Ace, and you might get something else too. Just to say, hey, I was on a show. I got these lousy pins. Got something to show for your efforts. That's more than you do on an open mic half the time. You get to go and listen to comics just like, hear crickets all night long. And John, you didn't win. You didn't lose. Didn't win either. So you can come on back. You're a great contestant. Loved your material. Loved everyone's material. Let's all give each other a round of applause. You guys did amazing tonight. Thank you so much. You guys were great. Let me get back to me. And you know what? That's the fun of Bombing Run. You never know what's going to happen. We just have fun. And I want to thank our judge. Everybody give a round of applause to our judge, Judge Doom, everyone. Thank you, Judge Doom. You're a great person. And like I said, it's top secret. I can never reveal that, Judge. So that's the end of the show for the night. Thank you for tuning in to Bombing Run. We'll see you next Friday, the Friday before Halloween. Who knows? Maybe it won't be me here. Maybe it'll be some other character. Stay tuned and let's find out, shall we? Have a good night.